Chatham House outing, APC window dressing Tinubu, says Dele Momodu. Wow. The Director Strategic Communications of the National Election Management Committee of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Chief Dele Momodu, on Tuesday chided the All Progressive Congress presidential candidate Bola Tinubu over what he called his less than impressive engagement with his audience at the Chatham House, United Kingdom, on Monday. Momodu said chieftains of the APC were window dressing Tinubu on a global stage. Tinubu's performance has continued to draw mixed reactions, particularly from the opposition parties, who were left unimpressed by the candidate's decision to throw some of the questions he was asked to the APC chieftains, including the Kaduna State Governor, Malam Nasser El-Rufai, and immediate past Governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi. In a piece titled, "Weep Not for Tinubu, but Nigeria," Momodu slammed the handlers of the former Lagos State Governor for causing the nation a huge embarrassment on a global stage. And that is true. Call it what you will. What happened at Chatham House, London, yesterday, Monday, was a complete charade. The Tinubu handlers fumbled and bungled it big time. They showcased him like a packaged invalid. It would have been better to present him as a brilliant politician and administrator, warts and all, who is capable of independent thoughts. No man is perfect. His gaffes would have been more pardonable and acceptable. He was expected to sell his own vision and mission. But what we saw yesterday was a theater of the absurd. It brought back memories of our great former President Umaru Yar'Adua and how he mysteriously disappeared from radar and some of his aides governed by proxy. I was one of those who led the Enough is Enough protest against the Yar'Adua cabal in Abuja in 2010. What was unacceptable then is even more unacceptable now with benefits of hindsight. Our country should be placed above friendship. Truth is, the problem of Nigeria is often aggravated by the voluptuous ambitions of some acolytes who wish to remain eternally relevant in the corridors of power at the expense of the long-suffering nation. He said, adding that all those around Tinubu yesterday, that was on Monday, knew the bitter truth but choose to fool Nigerians. He continued, one of them was heard in a viral video telling Tinubu to dance to the popular song Buga by Kiss Daniel because that was what the youths want to see. And lo and behold, Tinubu instantly transfigured into an accomplished choreographer. It is very sad and unfortunate that whenever we think Nigeria can never sink deeper into the abyss, something occurs that jots us out of such assumptions and complacency. The PDP campaign spokesman recalled that 7 years ago, incumbent commander-in-chief did a good job when he appeared at the same venue to engage with the global audience. I was with the President, Major General Momodu Buhari, retired, the day he visited Chatham House 7 years ago. He was solid and charismatic. He needed no one to prompt him. He answered questions eloquently and intelligently to the best of his abilities. That is what Tinubu was expected to accomplish on Monday. What he did instead was like inviting helpers to sit the joint admissions and matriculation board examination. That is JAMB. It is horrifying to watch some respected intellectuals like El-Rufai and Fayemi as they struggled to window dress Tinubu on a such hallowed global stage, he lamented. Meanwhile, Tinubu has said there is no proof that he gets a share of the revenue generated by Lagos State, which he once governed. Speaking in an interview with BBC Africa, monitored by our correspondent on Tuesday, Tinubu stated that since he left office in 2007, he was yet to get any government appointment or contract. Can you imagine? He said those behind the allegation were only envious of him, just as he revealed that he got his wealth through investments in real estate, which he inherited and turned their values around. On his campaign, he said, things are going very well. I am very confident that this election will be free and fair. I am the front runner, and that is why I am getting many arrows. Now, talking about his priorities, if he's sworn in as president, he stressed on security and economic recovery to accelerated development, to get Nigerians employed, and to accelerate development, to get Nigerians employed and get inflation down. Monetary policy needs to be changed. Subsidy needs to be decided upon and then removed. On what he would do about the insecurity in the country, Tinubu said it had reduced, just as he commended the president, Major General Momodu Buhari, retired, for that. So he said it is reduced. I will defend him for that. Then 17 local governments and about 4 states where we have flags of foreign jihadists in Nigeria. That is no more. That is long ago. To start a chaos is easy. To bring normalcy and redecorate is more difficult. Here we are. Buhari has degraded, but not completely eliminated ISWAP. All right? He had degraded, but not completely eliminated ISWAP. They will talk briefly of lethal weapons, ammunition, and technological equipment that would have helped accelerate the cleanup of those. The West is yet to feel comfortable enough with a Buhari administration to sell us the arms and technology necessary. Yes, now, because if they do, they know they're going to misuse them. Ask if things will be different with the West under his administration. Tinubu said it will change. It might not change. It might not change, but we have to look at, alternatives, and those are the mass recruitment of individuals in a voluntary army to really clean up. Can you imagine? Asked by Nigerians should vote for him, despite how they felt about Buhari regime. He said, because I am different. I am Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I have governed Lagos. I built a modern state that could be a country on its own. Can you imagine? I've led an administration that was so prudent, from 600 million naira internal generated revenue to 5 billion a month. That is a record. Nobody else can brag about that. I've treated and tamed the Atlantic Ocean surge in Nigeria. That would have perished many people in Lagos. The infrastructural renewal in Lagos is excellent. I have continuity in Lagos. Buhari has done his best. I can't run away from him being my friend, my leader in the party. I will not. All right. The former governor was then asked if Nigerians had the right to know where their next president got his wealth. Are they enemies of wealth? If they are not enemies of wealth, investment do yield. I have an example of Warren Buffett, one of the richest in America and in the world. He started from stock buying and brokerages. I inherited great real estate. I turned the values around. I am not denying my wealth. I have not been. I was the most investigated, the most accused governor in a position up to, for 8 years and up to 2007. And since I left the office, I am still there. I have not taken any government appointment, no government contract. All right. On allegations that he was getting a share of the revenues of Lagos was getting, he said, "Hey, excuse me, share what? Have they proven it? The World Bank and the International Monetary Fund have investigated the records in Lagos State. What's wrong with them? It is envy, envy, envy." In response to choosing between the other candidates if he was not contesting in the presidential race, he said, "None, because they are not as competent as any other person out there. They have no track record. None of them is qualified except me. Can you imagine? So all of these, there are two parts to this piece. One part is with the window dressing of Tinubu in Chatham House, which Dele Momodu has mentioned. And yeah, they did everything. They were even passing piece of paper to him. They were writing some responses to him. But irrespective of that, he was still delegating all of the questions to his entourage, to Ben Ayade, to El Rufai, to Fayemi, to Aleke also. All right, they were all answering questions for him. All right, they went as far as writing his date of birth for him on piece of paper. We saw the video, and he had to read his date of birth from a piece of paper. So how, eh? How can we? So these are the reasons Dele Momodu is saying that they went to Chatham House in London and to window dress him before the global stage. And he called it a national disgrace at a global stage. And that is the truth. All right? You didn't want to talk to your people in Nigeria because you are saying they want to use you to make money. And then you went to a global stage like that. You can't even attempt to answer the key question. It's about your vision, your mission, your objective, the plan you have as an individual for your country that you want to preside over. All right? But rather than answering those questions to the best of ability to show that you have a natural and a kind of sharp intelligence that is needed to run that office, you are rather delegating those questions to your team members, and people are coming out to call it teamwork. Gullible Nigerians, political sycophants are coming to defend it, that it was a teamwork. What kind of teamwork is that? All right? So it means that Nigeria is going to be ruled by proxy if he gets into power. Just like Dele Momodu remembered the issue of Yaradua in 2010. That when Yaradua passed on, the cabal didn't want to admit. The cabal didn't want to relinquish power. They didn't want to hand over power to Goodluck Jonathan, who was the then vice president to Yaradua. All right? And people had to lead protest that later produced the required result when they handed over to Goodluck. All right? And even currently, as we have Muhammadu Buhari in power, he's leading by proxy. Because from the day one he entered office, he's been the cabal. All this Daura cabal, Kasina cabal, all this Fulani cabal that have been running the government for him up till now. So Buhari is just sitting down there leading Nigeria by proxy. That is the truth. Even though he's sitting down there, he's not effective. He doesn't know what is happening. And people won't admit that, but that is what it is. And this is another disaster waiting to happen. Having Tinubu there with his current state of health and with everything about his mental health, it's a disaster waiting to happen. This guy is not going to be able to shoulder the responsibility of Nigeria. He just wanted to go there and register his name in the Nigerian record that he was once a Nigerian president. That is what he wants. That is why he came out with the slogan, Emilokon. That means it's his turn. And that is why he's fighting to convince people that it's his turn and he must be there by crook or by hook. This is not acceptable. On the other part, with discussion with BBC, he was trying to defend his wealth, defend how he built Lagos, his achievements in Lagos as a governor. Since he left office in 2007, he had never been in government, he had never taken government contract or appointment, and he has done very well, and no other past governors or no other person out there can boast of that. Those were the things he was saying. But the fact is, he heard what Atiku told Lagosians. Federal government built and developed Lagos, not Tinubu. And people should know that fast enough. All right. So that is what we have, window dressing of Tinubu in Chatham House. It's just very unfortunate that the disgrace that would have been better observed within the country was observed outside the country to a global stage. It's a global disgrace for Nigeria. So thank you for listening, and let's know your thoughts about this window dressing of Tinubu in Chatham House, according to Dele Momodu.